bring you a LinkedIn live session that is based around a very relevant and certain topic. And this time, what's the most exciting part is that I am present here at Devsinc North office. And so we are here currently in Islamabad. And, I've been having a really, really great time exploring how things work in Devsinc Islamabad, Devsinc North basically. And, the best way to start this week's live session was to collaborate with Junaid, who is the regional director here at Devsinc North. Okay, first of all, Junaid, I would want you to give a brief introduction of yourself, a bit of your experience, and what you basically do here at Devsinc North.
I'm Junaid, have been in the industry for past 15 years and have been doing community building for past more than 7 8 years now. Uh, I have been responsible for multiple companies to build new departments, work with the youth from community perspective, from universities. I have been part of Air University Industrial Advisory Board and some other universities where I'm working with them in improving courses and working with FIPs and everything. So, yep, community building is very close to my heart. Here in North, I moved from Lahore to Islamabad to take care of Devsing North, expansion and growth plans of Devsing towards northern regions. And even here, I am responsible for similar things, not only in terms of technical growth of the assets that we have here, but also the operational side of it. So I am wearing multiple hats here. So far, lovely.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, हमारा आज का topic is all based around tech-infused community building, and having this topic, a lot of people don't really recognize community building is a very essential part, and having you in this live session really means a lot because you have so much experience in this field. So first of all, I think let's just start with a basic question, and then of course I would move into how you integrated these strategies into the North office. Where basically today a lot of people think when you are a software engineer, basically Devzing may we are populated with so many software engineers and ASCs. Maybe community building is not something that is essential. Maybe you just come here, work, get on your desk, get the job done, and that is it. So how would you really just decode that and debunk that? Okay, that is not the truth, and that is actually something that is very essential that we should be working on. Especially if you guys will start an ecosystem बहुत grow कर रहा है. So a lot of people are going into that system. So how would you say that community building is very essential?
So we believe in Devsing that, or it's a universal truth. I would say that none of us can grow in silos, and it has been the case that the community, the tech community in Pakistan, has been working in the silos. Everyone is trying their level best to tackle same problems, same situation, but they are doing their own way. Maybe they are doing the same things, but they are not talking to each other. So exposure and being vulnerable is very important, and that is how community building and transparency comes into play. You need to reach out to the people, you need to teach them, you need to guide them without any strings attached. That once you are teaching someone, once you are guiding someone and you are expecting them to join your company, that is not a very sincere effort. So what Devsing does is Devsing try to play their part in every community, and they try to give their 2 cents, add their value to their lives, and then let them decide if they want to grow with DevSync. That's they are welcome to do, or they can join any other company, or even they don't want to join any company. Today we were at Kaizen University and we were talking about entrepreneurship. So we feel that entrepreneurship is the best way of doing moving forward. You can start your own venture, you can bring dollars from abroad as remittance, and that's the best charity that you can do for Pakistan. So community building is very important because not every company can grow alone. You need to grow together. So we need to build the community overall to upscale the capacity of Pakistan.
Yeah. Perfect. And also, working together is something that creates a synergy. And if you really want to, just thrive and you want to be very productive, I feel like promoting this culture of, uh, okay, I am present at Devsinc North. So something that I've have observed myself is okay, there's a really strong sense of community here. Lahore mein, since it's a bigger office, so I observed that and everything. But coming here, seeing a lot of people. This is a very less populated office, but we have so much a sense of belonging here. So Junaid, I would want to know, okay, since when you decided, okay, now you're going to move to Lahore, sorry, Islamabad, and you have to now build a new community here. You have to engage these people, and you have to bring the essence of Devzing to North. How did you do that, and how did you kind of like integrated all of that sense of community that is present in Lahore to Islamabad?
So in Lahore or in head office, we have the similar kind of environment, similar kind of culture, but we are so big there. We are like
Yeah.
1700 plus, and it is very difficult to have that kind of community there. So there are communities, multiple communities, and they are very closely gelled together, just like we are here in North Office. And but that is hard to achieve, that we can have one community overall in one office, because we have very diverse uh, manpower. So that they are coming from backgrounds, they are coming from different mindsets, universities, and we respect that. And that is how they are like forming different communities. But the most important part is that these communities needs to understand, and they do, that how to collaborate with each other, how to collaborate with different communities and build a better company. And that is what we are like envisioning for Pakistan overall, that we can enable, we can empower, and we can educate all the communities independently, and they can collaborate with each other to build a better Pakistan. So
Hmm.
and we are going to show that how to do that at DevSync level, so that others can follow, and we will be very transparent about it. So
Hmm.
when I implemented the same things that we are doing in Lahore office or in headquarters, that in North Office, we observed that we have intook all the university graduates, and we haven't been providing them the actual required leadership that was needed. So we started engaging them with each other. We started breaking the groups, and we started not only breaking the groups, but we started giving them tasks where they have to collaborate with other groups. So while so they unintentionally formed such ties with each other, that they explore the areas they haven't seen before. And that synergy that you are looking at right now, it it is an evolution of sorts, and it didn't happen overnight, and that's the beauty
Hmm.
of it.
Hmm. Yes, perfect. Again, I feel like being the observer of it. Honestly, this is something that is so beautiful. We really talk all about having people attached to your why, and then also giving them a sense of belonging. So if your workplace ends up being something that is something so beautiful, and that you want to show up there every day, I feel like that is something very essential. आपकी productivity बहुत boost होती है, and again, community building itself is something that is being promoted. अच्छा Junaid, I feel like tech side पे भी जाते हैं, because I would also want to touch on how do you infuse tech into community building, but उससे पहले again, this is a very occurring conversation about connecting your people to the why. And I feel like जब अभी Usman sir gave a session at North Office, and he told about it कि if you are not very much connected about the why of the company, then maybe this is the place we don't belong to, right? So इसमें I feel like कहीं ना कहीं story telling का part भी बहुत आता है कि how do you communicate that to the people. So how would you say we have so many people that are starting something new, maybe a startup, and they have few people around them, and so they want them to be there. They want to trust them. So how would you suggest them to communicate their why to these people, so they have that and they build a community that they can actually rely on and trust on?
So I will take you one step back, that
Hmm.
most of the companies don't even understand their why. So how
Yeah.
are they gonna communicate that to their employees? So to communicate something to the workforce, you need to be very honest and very clear about that, and
Hmm.
you need to start writing your why every day. And after it around like multiple times, 6 7 times, or maybe multiple months, you will realize what your actual why is. Once you have figured that out, you need to be very honest with your company, with your workforce, because they are like banking their dreams, they are banking their youth, they are banking
Mhm.
their everything on your why. So, and I would also like to ask the workforce or every individual that join the companies that your why is aligned with. Otherwise you are not going to find the motivation to leave your bed on the bad days. Especially good day, you know, you need to work, you need to run your kitchen and everything, but on the bad days it is very tough to leave your bed or tough to show up, and showing up is the most important thing that you can do. So aligning your why with your employer is very important. And if your why doesn't align with anyone, you can start your own individual venture, and that is the best way to move forward. But selling someone on your why is the most thing. And you talked about storytelling. That is very important, because you have one why, but the way you explain it to your subordinate is so important. If someone is from an area where they are not that tech savvy, or they are not exposed to tech that much, and you're talking to them about going to Mars, or you're talking to them about uh, all the AI advancements, or you're talking to them about aliens and everything, they are not going to understand it. They will be mesmerized, they will be inspired, they will be very much awed, but they will not be sold on the vision of it. You need to tell them in their language. So you need to have that capacity to tell them the story they can relate to, while they guiding them to the same why that you're guiding to everyone else. But that should come from the core of your heart. That should not be made up story. That should
Mhm.
be on. That should be very transparent, and you should have written it on your wall or something. And
Yeah.
in depth, know that we are in a business of impact. We are in a business of value. We are in a business of resource leverages. So
Mhm.
even us, like janitorial staff, even our guards, even our ASE, everyone in the company knows our vision. Everyone in the company knows we're going to bring 80,000 employment opportunities in Pakistan by
Mhm.
2030. So
Mhm.
hear about it.
Yeah. Again, something very beautiful. Okay, even and we hear this a lot by Usman Saga as well. Okay, if even your security guards know, okay, aapka why kya hai, that's when you know okay, what you're doing is essentially right. You talked about you need to communicate to your subordinates about your why and how you are going to attach them to your mission. I would like to know then what are since हमारा topic भी है कि we're empowering skills related to community building. So what are these soft skills or even technical skills you would want these people to have an impact and influence?
So the most important skill is the storytelling skill, and the storytelling should not be disconnected storytelling. It should be engaging storytelling. You should be able to take the listener on a journey, and that can be a, like a 1 minute story, 30-second story, or that can be a 10-minute story. The length of the story doesn't matter. The only thing
Hmm.
that matters is that your listener is engaged and is bound with you throughout the story, and not even once they are checking their mobile or they are losing the interest in you. And if you can have that skill, your everything else is secondary. Then you can do anything, you can change the world once you have that skill. So the most important thing is engaging storytelling, and that takes a lot of knowledge, lot of effort, lot of confidence and everything. And then the second most important thing is, I feel, can do approach. Once you start accepting challenges, even if they are out of your comfort zone, out of your day plan, anything, you saw something, you saw some challenge, and you thought that opportunity. You didn't thought that, oh, it's a challenge. You thought opportunity. You can do anything after that. So can do mindset, can do approach, can do attitude, can actually help you move mountains. And you
Yeah.
won't realize that. And once you start having fun in that, you will not even be tired by the day end. So
Hmm.
the things which motivates you, which fuels you, and keep you going. So I feel that these are the most important soft skills that you can develop.
Yes. Again, if you are ready to put yourself out there, if you are, again, as you quoted, can do attitude is something that is very important, because essentially this is something that will not stop you from getting up every morning and showing up to the places that are essential for you to show up to. So really, really perfect advice. Something I feel like हमारा even topic भी touch कर रहा है कि a lot of people would not think that technology would be involved in some way or other when it comes to community building, right? But again, हमने देखा है कि even with Devsinc, we have so many people that are employed remotely, and then this we have a north office, and then we have our headquarters at Lahore, and then we are in San Francisco, Dubai, and everywhere basically. But one thing that is consistent throughout, despite the location, is the synergy and the one sense of belonging that everybody feels like they are connected. How would you say people that want to reach the same impact as Devsing can infuse tech into their community building?
So, what Devsing achieved and what Devsing did is not a rocket science. It is something very rational. It is something that is very reproducible, and anyone who is sincere to their cause, sincere to their why, and is okay with being vulnerable can reproduce it. So, I feel
Hmm.
that tech is very important because tech can enable you in data gathering. Tech can enable you in devising a very transparent plan, because once you involve tech into decision making, into things that you are doing on day to day basis, you take out the bias, you take out the human error, you take out anything of that source. So
Hmm.
I feel these things should be tech driven. These should needs to be handed over to tech. And also tech is something that can do something over and over again without being tired. So that, but again, the most important thing is that when you are building the community, you are building the human assets, and
Hmm.
you are not only utilizing tech as a tool, you are also teaching them to get onboarded with tech. So you
Hmm.
are enabling them with technical skills. The most important technical skill, that is not even some hands-on technical skills, that is critical thinking.
Hmm.
Once you see something happening around you, you are not accepting it as it is. You can
Hmm.
critique it. You can look into it and see what is happening, why is happening, and how it is happening. Once you start questioning things, you are good to jump into the tech world.
Mm-hmm. अच्छा, there's this question कि when fresh graduates के बारे में बात करते हैं, because again हमारी LinkedIn audience is so much densely populated with fresh grads. When we are as students, we have some sort of exposure of community while we are in our classes, right? But there are some people which are really just shy away from getting in groups or being part of different communities, because they just want to work on their skills and then market those skills. But again, as you mentioned, if you don't have a can do attitude, or if you don't put yourself out there, you can't really sell yourself. You can't really sell yourself in the interviews, because again, confidence also matters a lot. And so for example, if you even have to take client calls and everything, you need to be very well versed in what you're talking about. How do you advise these people who have graduated and yet they're lacking in these skills? How do you advise them to come forward and overcome something which is that can impact their career?
So, unfortunately, in Pakistan, we take or we think about interviews and these sales pitch very differently.
Hmm.
Where I feel that these are one and the same thing, or even more important, sales pitch is the interview instead of selling something door to door. Because when you are selling something door to door, you have too many opportunities of clients, but you have very less products. But when
Hmm.
you are interviewing, actually, you have one product and you have very less opportunities to sell it to. So
Hmm.
only inviting you for the interviews and you are going to sell your skills. That's the only thing that you are marketing. And if you cannot market yourself, that is a brand you build yourself throughout your life, you will not be able to market anything else. So
Hmm.
when you sit on a interview table from across an HA or from across a software engineer, focus on what they are, uh, how they are introducing themselves. Take
Hmm.
and then introduce yourself just in the similar way, because that is what they are expecting. again, when they tell you that we give you uh, like unlimited holidays, we give you unlimited food, we give you this, we give you that, they are not doing something different. They are telling the value they are adding to your life. That is what they are selling. They are selling themselves. You need to sell in correspondence or in response to that, that okay, I am bringing can do attitude on the table, I am bringing lot of proactiveness on the. So you both are selling yourself. But what is missing in this part, because the candidates lack the negotiation skills, the candidates lack the self-confidence, they start defending themselves because they need the job. They feel that we can get the job by being defensive. But that's a, you are getting into a business deal and this is a negotiation table. You need to sell yourself at that point, and you need to be kind of energetic and aggressive about it, not like over aggressive, but aggressive about it, aggressive enough that can show your passion about it. So I feel mindset change is so important, and that will get success for our youth. Even in the international markets, it is so easy right now to get remote jobs, but people are very reluctant, and we need to work on their self confidence. We need to work on this kind of branding area, so that they are not only tech vested, but also they are equipped with all the soft skills to land the remote jobs.
Hmm. I think this is something which is very essential. Acha, you talked about you also, work with a lot of universities, and, you work on curriculum and you design that for a lot of, notable universities. And so I wanted to ask, since, having these soft skills are so important, so, and हमारे universities में, being a fresh graduate myself, I feel like the most they do for us is you are obliged to do presentations, and so for I know a lot of my friends who would ditch it because that's something they did not want to do, and they did not even want to work on their communication skills, which is I think very essential no matter the field you are attached to. So, how would you suggest to these universities to design their curriculum in a manner where it promotes good communication skills or good soft skills? Because again, हमने ये भी देख लिया कि it does not matter if you are a software engineer, you are in marketing or anywhere, you need to have the skills to talk. So, how would you suggest that happens?
So we have been working closely with the universities. Today, I was in one of the universities in Islamabad, and one of the huge universities. So the mindset is changing. Mindset is changing already. People or teachers, respected teachers, were previously depending on the presentation skills, but then we realized that presentation is a one-way communication. A person who has like uh, deciding all the slides and have prepared a lot on the content that they are speaking out, but now it is converting into class participation. Now it is transformed into a debate or an argument where 3 4 persons are talking about a topic, and all the class is like there to interrupt them, to raise their hand, to ask questions, and it's more of an interactive session. So this is more effective instead of a one way presentation. And even in one way presentation, when they are selling something or when they are telling a story, the teachers should be marking them on the basis of their engaging presentation instead of the content of that presentation. The how engaging is the content is more important than the authenticity or relevance of that content. I guess that should be the main focus of it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. If you are able to engage people, and then again, it's like simulation. University is a simulation of real life, and so if you're able to equip these skills there, and then I feel like the life out of your university becomes really, really easy for you to tackle. So, Junaid, we have some questions. I think I would like to take this question because it's very interesting, which is what is the why of Devsinc? Mateen is asking on LinkedIn.
So I just shared it previously as well. We are in the business of disruption. We are going to disrupt the IT industry of Pakistan. That is the why of Devsing, and how we are going to do it. We are in the business of impact. So by creating the impact, we are going to disrupt the IT industry. and for the first milestone, we are going to produce 80,000 jobs by 2030 and become the Infosys of Pakistan. So that's the why of Devsinc. I hope.
Perfectly put. So there's another question. It's on the technical side, but since we're having this live, I feel like we should utilize it. So Abdul Manan is asking, how can I become a software engineer? I mean, which coding skills can I adopt to become a successful software engineer?
So I'm not sure the background that Abdul Manan is coming from. I would have been able to guide better if that is listed here as well. But for any non-tech person who is trying to become a software engineer, they should follow the courses of Khan Academy where they are telling the basics of computer science. They should follow CS 160 from Harvard on YouTube. There is a 24-hour course on YouTube about that. They can finish that in a couple of months, and then they need to do some R&D on what are the trending topics, what are the trending technologies. Do some courses on Coursera or Udemy about that. So overall, they should whole take 6 months to 1 year in this all preparation, and then they can simply go for applications on foreign websites where they can get remote work. Initially, they should be ready for some rejections, like more than 100 plus rejections, and after that, they will start scoring the job. But it's something that they need to work on themselves and with all the temperament and without getting impatient.
Yes. I hope that perfectly answers the question. We have another question, which is, are you currently working into MarTech and automation solutions? Any opportunity or gap in Pakistani market?
So we are not directly working in this right now. We are working in more than 18 technologies, and there are overall in the world there are totally 32, 31 technologies that industry is working in, and out of that we are working in 18 technologies, and we are starting the 19th one. We will get to this soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Acha, there's also a very interesting question, and I feel like you can answer that well since have been talking about community building and confidence. So, Muhammad Asad on YouTube is asking, sir, how to remain confident when we go on Zoom calls with our clients?
Just be true to yourself, be yourself. That is most important. Make eye contact, talk to the person that you are talking to, and stop looking elsewhere. These kind of body language, and then use your hands while communicating. That is very important because it's a stat that on TEDx, when the effective communicator moves their hand, makes around 460 plus gestures, but ineffective communicator only moves their hand for 220 gestures. So you need to double your hand movement, and you need to open up more to make more effective communication. So confidence comes from within. When you are content with yourself, you will be confident.
Yes, and I feel like again, as Junaid first mentioned, okay, you have to have a can-do attitude. You have to put yourself out there. Do not fear anyone. Basically, like if you're saying something, just believe that what you're saying is right. Have your research done, and I feel like as long as you have enough research, you can speak really well because you know what you're saying is essentially very, very right. So we have. I feel like it's somebody from North, but they're saying hi, King of the North. It's probably somebody from here. We also have a question. I have 5 years experience in digital marketing, WordPress, and content writing as well, doing free time freelancing. What are suggestions for me? Because I do not have an on-site experience. Not very much technical, but also technical.
You are doing amazing already. You are doing full time freelancing. You need to upscale it. You need to go big. You need to get full time clients, maybe get them out of the freelancing platforms and get direct with them, because now they should be expanding your business on the word of mouth instead of being based on this. So you are already doing amazing, and I wish you all the best.
Okay, and then another question. Again, hi King of North. I want to ask what trending web stack Devsinc requires. I think that is one of the most asked questions.
Yep. So we have our own product. We have our own software, Octagon, that generates this data for us, that what is trending, and it changes on every quarter. So you cannot actually base your career choices on what's trending right now, because it is going to change every quarter. Keep an eye on Usman Asif's social media handles. He shares these every quarter. But right now we feel that DevOps, previously .NET and Java, and now I guess Python as well. These are very but again it changes very frequently.
Yes. We're having a lot of questions, so we'll try to take as many as we can before we wrap up the session. Ashra, we have this question again about how to speak well, which is, sir, please tell me about the conversation process to my clients. How can I handle my clients well?
So if you want to handle your clients, start listening. Listening is most important communication skill. When we talk about communication skill, people focus on speaking. I feel that most important communication skill is listening. So start listening to your clients, absorb their information thoroughly. Do not let them repeat. Do not make them repeat, and take your notes, and then formulate your perspective or your point of view, and then speak. That will really help them, and every human being likes to be heard, so
Yeah.
feel that they are heard.
Yes, and I feel like also listening to a lot of people that you look up to, listen to how they speak, really search in for the podcast that you believe is the person that you really want to follow. Maybe listen to their podcast. Do not fake your accent, but also like kind of pick up how you can speak well in your own dialect. I feel like that is something that will also help you a lot. We have another question again related to Devzinc's why. Does Devzinc's why also support updating courses on courses outline of IT university or anything like that? We are very behind in our education as a nation.
Not really. I feel that like this is something in line with our agenda. We can support different electives, but I feel that university students are very impatient and they want the course outline to change and get very advanced. But on the other hand, the core courses will still remain the same. We still want to have the data structures knowledge. We still want to have algorithm knowledge. We still want to have OOP knowledge. We still want to have automate all those knowledges, because everything else is built upon that and it will always remain true. Applied technologies, you will learn about them later on. We started this kind of thing. We started teaching MERN to one of the batches at ComSets, and it didn't went well. People were very good at MERN, but they will not be able to do anything else because they uh, like bounded everything with MERN technologies. But when you are taught in university, especially the first 4 semesters, those are the most important semesters, and everything else for the rest of your life will be built upon those concepts. So I feel that universities are doing great. They are making you ready for everything else that you're going to learn in the future. So 4 years, like though, that is the maximum they can do, I feel.
Yes. We also have a question about our non-tech program. I can answer that quickly. Okay, our non-tech program is still, taking the form registrations. Again, to clarify, this program is only going to cater to the people that have had a degree in a non-tech field. We really want to equip them with, these skills, these very, marketable skills, trending skills. And so, if you know somebody or if you are someone that has, a degree in a non-tech field, please register, and every the class schedule and timeline will be emailed to you if you are shortlisted. And also keep an eye on our socials so you'll be updated time to time on that as well. Okay, I feel like कि हमारे पास काफी client related questions आ रहे हैं and we probably need to do another live session on it. But let's take our last question, and then उसके बाद we'll wind up with final advice to the people on community building and also confidence building. So Humayun Shahid is asking, what is your process of conversation with clients? So pehle to they asked for the tips. Somebody else asked for tips. Now, if you could give an insight on the process that you follow when you are trying to have a conversation with your client.
So that is a very open-ended question. Humayun, I feel that you need to be very specific about the question, especially when you are asking them, because that tells me that what you are expecting from me. But generally, if you want me to tell you how I start a meeting, I start with greetings. I like to understand what the agenda is. If they have they are the one who scheduled the meeting, and then I try to understand what they are trying to get from this meeting, and then I utilize my skills and my expertise to add some value to their requirements. If they are here to talk to me about a project that is going to start, I will ask them about the acceptance criteria, user stories, whatever they want to implement, what is their very like broad idea what they actually want, and then I will start narrowing it down by my own expertise, and I will break it down to smaller pieces, and by the end of the discussion we will have a very workable plan. So that's how it is, a discussion based thing.
Yes. Also, so we are having so many questions, but I feel like we have such less time, and this is such an interactive questions. But again, guys, if anything that is not answered will be answered. Junaid is tagged, and also I am tagged. So if you have any queries, anything, we will be answering you. So do not feel like you've been left or abandoned. This will be acknowledged. Junaid, I would want you to, probably wrap this up with a good advice when it comes to community building, confidence building, and also how to put yourself out there for a market that is very competitive, yet something that you can achieve if you have the right tips and strategies.
So I feel that we have summarized most of the things during our this session, and I will like to add the points from this discussion as well. That yes, you need to have your technical skills, whatever the core expertise you have, but along with that you need to have very strong soft skills as well, your communication skills, your can do approach, your attitude, your you are teachable, you are humble. That these things are very important, and most importantly right now we are finding it very short in the upcoming people, that is professional ethics. Professional ethics and relationship building is very very important. That is core of anything. If you are not honest, if you are not trustworthy, none of the industry people will like to work with you because they cannot count on you. And then being tech enabled, being a critical thinker, a problem solver, it makes you a perfect player in any team. People will like to work with you. And finally, an engaging storyteller, someone who can explain what they are thinking. That is so important. Don't keep the other one guessing that what you actually want to say. Say it in the most clear terms. Don't worry about accent. Don't worry about vocabulary. Don't worry about which language you are speaking in. Whatever you are most comfortable in, try to make the other person understand. Otherwise, just use your gestures and make the other person understand what you are trying to say, and that is very very important.
Yes, this is perfectly put, and I feel like again, as you said, कि there's really no need of to be ashamed of who you are. You do not have to speak English to look well versed or well educated. You do not have to have a certain accent to seem like you belong to some place where you actually not even from. Be yourself, as you have really emphasized on this fact. Okay? Just be yourself, and as long as you are good at what you do, there's really nothing that can stop you. Be confident with what you're already equipped with, and also have the can do and learning attitude to better yourself, because of course learning should never end. Thank you so much, Junaid, for a really really insightful session. I feel like the public verdict is that they want you back on our LinkedIn. So we will be having you back sometime, soon in the coming weeks, because we really need to have a client-based conversation. And a lot of questions are just coming and coming, but we're really, really short on time. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for everybody who is engaging. Your questions will be answered too, so do not worry. Inshallah, next week I'll see you guys with a new guest, with a new topic, and also Junaid very soon. So thank you so much, Junaid. Everybody have a good time and have a good evening. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.